Hey, this is Nat, and we're off our couch in St. Augustine, Florida, the ancient city, the oldest city in America, exploring another attraction. We are visiting the Colonial Quarter. The Colonial Quarter is located in the historic district of St. Augustine, Florida, and the Colonial Quarter's mission is to explore, narrate, and reenact 500 years of European history. This immersive experience consists of restaurants, a live music venue, and a living history tour. This is actually our second visit to the Colonial Quarter, and our experience at the Living History Tour was actually our very first video on this channel. We want to thank Florida's Historic Coast for their assistance with this follow-up video. Our first video and visit here was actually over 3 years ago, so we're looking forward to seeing what's different. We're looking forward to reliving some of our favorite activities, and we're looking forward to enjoying more of the Colonial Quarter, because this time we're also going to experience some Colonial Quarter dining. So we're definitely looking forward to that. And we still have so much more here in St. Augustine to cover. So if you love St. Augustine, if you're planning a visit here, be sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, because we have more to cover here in this beautiful and historic city. First things first, it is time for the Living History Tour at the Colonial Quarter. The Living History Tour is an interactive, immersive, entertaining, and narrative tour detailing the history of the founding of St. Augustine. The tour is about a half-hour long, and then you can tour the grounds afterwards at your own pace. Let's talk discounts now. There are reduced rates for seniors and military. Admission rates as of the publishing of this video is $14.99. Senior and military receive a discounted rate of $11.99. Children 5 to 15 are $8.99, and children 4 and under are free. The tour will take you back to 1513 when Ponce de Leon first arrived on this land, named the land, and claimed it for Spain. Then fast forward to the arrival of Pedro Menendez, who colonized the land. Our tour guide Cooper takes us through the history of St. Augustine and explains what it takes to successfully start and run a colony in the most entertaining and engaging way possible. The tour involves sea shanties, work songs, once commonly sung while sailing, used to maximize efficiency while performing manual labor.
Oh, what will we do with the seasick sailor? What will we do with the seasick sailor? What will we do with the seasick sailor early in the morning? Oh.
And that was my first live performance of a sea shanty. Loved it. We all loved it. The tour also includes a musket demonstration, a blacksmith demonstration, where volunteers, really young apprentices, are chosen to help during the demonstrations. There's also a walkthrough of the Mesa Sanchez house, a home that dates back to the 1740s, an opportunity to try on an 8-pound helmet that was worn by Spanish soldiers, and the firing of the cannon.
Fire in the hole! I know we all say.
I loved the tour the first time, and I loved it this time as well. Audience participation, the comedy, the interesting history. At many of the St. Augustine attractions, you'll hear or read history concerning the founding of St. Augustine, but there's just so much history and so many different perspectives and details. We always learn something new at each attraction that we go to. After the tour, you're free to roam the grounds of the Colonial Quarter experience and enjoy the other activities here. There are lots of hands-on activities here, great for those who want to physically get involved, which is excellent for kids, definitely my kids. The kids are testing their strength right now with the pulleys and the boxes. The weight of the boxes vary, so my daughter started with the heaviest box, so that was pretty frustrating and is having much better luck and way more fun with the lightest box. There is also a knot tying station and a lassoing practice area for those times when you need to catch your runaway cattle. Now you know where you can come practice. There's more to check out. Also, within the Colonial Quarter, there's the shipyard, a full-size caravel ship, the type of ship Pedro Menendez would have used to sail to Florida, and the Walk of Flags, displaying every flag that has flown over St. Augustine, as well as the flag Ponce de Leon most likely flew from the mast of his ship during his trip to Florida in 1513. There's also a sentry, and within the sentry is a touchscreen that displays the evolving coastline as well as views from the watchtower. And if you're ready to make the 35-foot climb, you can venture to the top of the watchtower, built as a replica of the 17th century Spanish watchtower, and take in the views of the Matanzas Bay, the Pirate and Treasure Museum, the Fort Castillo de San Marcos National Monument, and droves of people on foot, in the trolley, and in cars enjoying all there is to do and experience in St. Augustine, Florida. That's all you can see if you're just taking a casual look. But if you try a little harder, there is so much more that you can see from here. Pick a number, any number from 1 to 12, to see these other points of interest from the watchtower. Stepping on number 2 allows us to see the St. Augustine Lighthouse in the distance. And number 11 allows us to view the former hotel Ponce de Leon, which is now Flagler College. I love doing this. This is one of my favorite parts of the Colonial Quarter. I usually stay up here until another group comes up to enjoy the watchtower, and then I'm in the way, and then I will finally leave. I love these views here from the watchtower. I love the flags of St. Augustine Walk also. And I love the tour. The Colonial Quarter is such a great place to visit while in St. Augustine, and there's still more for us to check out within the Colonial Quarter. The Colonial Quarter has 3 restaurants to choose from. Bull and Crown is a British pub housed within a restored historic building, serving burgers, fish and chips, soups and salads, craft cocktails, beer, and more. You can enjoy your meals and drinks on the patio too, overlooking St. George Street. There's also Taberna del Caballo, a Spanish-inspired tavern serving tapas, sandwiches, and sangria, as well as a full menu from St. Augustine Seafood Company, which is where we're ordering from. Talking about discounts again, with our Colonial Quarter Living History Tour sticker, we get 10% off our meal at Bull and Crown or St. Augustine Seafood Company. At St. Augustine Seafood Company, we have the option to sit down at the counters or eat on the beautiful patio, and that's where we are now. If I'm not mistaken, I definitely may be. You can have drinks from Taberna del Caballo on this patio as well. I believe both restaurants share the patio. Let's go through what we have. For a starter, London and I have the chowder fries. Look at that clam chowder. The clam chowder runneth over, and it is delicious. Also, London and I are sharing an entree. We could have just shared the fries. We both agree on that. We didn't realize it was going to be so big. But we also have a shrimp po' boy, so we are full. My son has a chicken strips meal from the kids menu. They do not have barbecue sauce, so he has to get adventurous and try some of the other sauces they have. My daughter also has a meal from the kids menu, the fried fish basket. And I forgot to mention the kids meals come with fries and fresh fruit. The fried fish kids meal is a bit higher than I've seen for a kids meal. It's $14. Luckily, this is one of the few times that my daughter ate her food. Yeah, she ate all of the fish, most of the fries, most of the fruit cup. So yeah, that was a miracle. She really did enjoy it. So after enjoying food and drinks at one of the restaurants here in the Colonial Quarter, you can then head over to Colonial Oak Music Park for music and entertainment. They offer free concerts as well as improv comedy nights. You can see their schedule on their website. They also host festivals here at Colonial Oak Music Park. You can also enjoy cocktails from both City Gate Spirits and St. Augustine Distillery while enjoying the show. And that is our look around the Colonial Quarter. Tell us what you think. Tell us your thoughts. We'd love to hear about your upcoming trip. If you're planning a trip to St. Augustine and the Colonial Quarter and you found this video helpful, please hit the thumbs up button. Let us know. And if you've already visited the Colonial Quarter in the past, we'd love to hear about your experiences. And we will also love for you to join us next video as we head north to Virginia, Fredericksburg, Virginia. Located between Richmond, Virginia and Washington, D.C., Fredericksburg is known for both their colonial and Civil War history, and we can't help but come across some of the extensive history of this city as we explore the city, but we'll be focusing on family-friendly, kid-friendly, fun activities to enjoy while in Fredericksburg. So join us, please. Continue to get off the couch with us. Subscribe if you've yet to do so, as we take a brief break from our explorations in St. Augustine and discover more of what Fredericksburg, Virginia has to offer. As always, thanks so much for getting off the couch with us. Thanks for joining us here in St. Augustine, Florida at the Colonial Quarter to explore another attraction. And thanks so much for all the likes, comments, and shares, and for making all of these adventures possible. Until next week, click on the video to see another one of our experiences. Thanks for watching.